It does not remove the office of the prophet, but the prophet now brings you confirmation of what God has told you. The prophet now brings you what God is already doing with you. So you too can hear for yourself what the prophet hears for you. The reason many people are still confused, frustrated, and used by prophets is because they've not known the Christ. So some people are still thinking that the voice of God is exclusively resident with a few people. That's not true. In the New Testament, every one of us have access to the voice of God. My sheep heareth my voice, and they obey me. There are many other things those who are called into the office of the prophet are called to do. But over and above that, as touching the voice of God, the voice of God cannot be a stranger to you. The voice of God cannot be alien to you. The voice of God becomes now the compass for your navigation. And so every Christian can place demand on the voice of God. Every Christian can insist that he will hear the voice of God. Why? Because the revelation of the Christ makes the voice available. But you see, there are many Christians confused. There are many Christians used. There are many Christians destroyed because they don't know the voice of God. In fact, this thing is so real now that if a man is lying, you just know. You may not even be praying. He just comes to you and he says, God said. You say it's a lie. Because you too have access to the voice of God. A man comes to you and says, the Lord appeared to me yesterday and said I should. You say, no, that's not true. Out of respect, you may say, okay, thank you. But when he goes, I'm no longer in the days of Moses. I'm no longer in the days of Elijah. I'm no longer in the days of Jeremiah. I'm in the era of the Christ. Me too, I know. The other day, somebody came to me and acted so spiritual. Came as though he doesn't smile. The moment he was coming, the Holy Ghost told me, these are the thieves. Before he talked, I knew. Came as though he was coming from the mountain for 40 days. And before he spoke, the weight of what he wanted to say was heavy. The weight. He shook his head. It took him more than 10 minutes to give me what he was saying. After he acted all the drama to convince me, he was done talking. I said, okay, thank you. I'll get back to you. Because while he was yet speaking, the voice of God told me, this is not my servant. This is not my word. So there is no drama he can act before me to deceive me. And so you can be a senator. Nobody can come with a collar to deceive you. You know why? You have known the Christ. You too have the voice of God. You can be a businessman. Nobody can come to you to deceive you. If you are deceived, it's your fault. It means you don't know the Christ.